The mirror wasn't cracked, it was clawed. Deep grooves ran top to bottom, like something desperate tried to peel its own face off. Sibylla traced one with her finger. It saw itself, she whispered, and hated what it saw.
Jonathan stepped closer. The scratches weren't jagged. They were clean, parallel, made in single strokes. Not rage, control.
He ran a ruler along the glass. All marks angled downward. Consistent. If a creature had lunged at its reflection, the scratches would go sideways or upward. Not like this.
Grave robbers use iron claws, he said aloud. Sibylla flinched. To scale church walls, to reach crypts no ladder can touch. She shook her head. No one climbs these walls in winter. The stone's slick with ice. But Jonathan had seen worse. In Carpathian passes, men climbed for less than a castle's secrets. He measured the spacing between scratches, 12 centimeters, same as the span of a climber's grip. And the depth? Too even for panic, too precise for myth. Outside, he stood beneath the bedroom window. High above, a narrow slit, barely wide enough for a shoulder, vented the room. Snow had melted unevenly around its rim. Fresh disturbance. No footprints below. The snow was too soft. But the wall, tiny flecks of rust clung to the mortar. Iron, old, weathered. Back inside, he checked the mirror frame. Dust undisturbed on the ledge. Whoever came didn't touch the floor. They dropped from the vent, straight onto the bed. But the bedsheet showed no impact mark, no displaced fabric. They landed lightly, or they never landed, just hung there, watching. Gabriel arrived, breathless. That mirror's been there a century, he said. Scratches could be old. But Jonathan pointed to the dust layer, thin over the grooves. Days old, not decades. Sibylla grew quiet, her belief fraying. If it wasn't the night god, who needed to erase their reflections so badly? Jonathan thought of his brother. He'd written about local grave robber tools. He searched the east tower, the source of last night's scraping sound. Found nothing. But on a windowsill, a single iron filing, matching the rust on the wall. The claws weren't just for climbing. They left a signature, a warning, or a claim. I was here, and you didn't see me. Why scratch the mirror? To feed Sibylla's fear? To justify the vampire story? Or to hide that someone entered and left without touching the door? Jonathan tested a replica claw on spare glass. Same pattern, same pressure. The maker knew mirrors, knew how light catches scratches, how stories grow from them. Sibylla admitted her grandmother owned such claws for harvesting herbs on cliffs, but the set vanished years ago, along with other unseemly heirlooms. Gabriel stiffened when Jonathan mentioned the heirlooms. Burned, he said quickly, too quickly, during the fever outbreak. But estate logs listed no fire. The ventilation slit opened into a stone chute, narrow, icy. One slip meant death. Only someone light and practiced could manage it. Jonathan weighed the evidence. Atropine to paralyze, pins to fake fangs, now claws to fake entry. Every layer pointed to one goal: make death look supernatural. But why go to such lengths? To protect someone? To scare off investigators? Or to cover what happened 2 years ago, when another man vanished through these same walls? He stared at the scratched mirror, saw his own tired eyes staring back. And behind him, just for a second, a flicker of movement in the glass. Gone when he turned. Sibylla locked her door that night, not from monsters, from truth. Gabriel burned papers in the hearth, quietly, methodically. The room wasn't locked from the inside. It never was. Someone came from outside and left the same way, leaving only scratches and questions. High above, the ventilation slit gaped like a mouth, waiting.